Now we'll come to the core concepts in 3D geometry, which are direction cosines and direction ratios. Now for this, what we'll do is we'll draw the three axes. Now say this is x-axis, y-axis and z-axis, and then there's a point P, and in order to make it more clear, let us draw this cuboid. Now say this point is P and whose coordinate is ABC, and this is your origin. So we have this vector OP, which is AI plus BJ plus CK. Now if we consider this line through OP, then this line through OP will make some angle with x-axis, y-axis and z-axis. Suppose this line, it makes an angle alpha with x-axis, beta with y-axis and gamma with z-axis. Then cos alpha, cos beta and cos gamma, they are called as direction cosines of this line passing through OP. So direction cosines, they are basically nothing but they are cosines of angles made by this vector or a line with positive directions of x-axis, y-axis and z-axis. So if we know these angles alpha, beta and gamma, then we can say these are direction cosines of OP. And generally we denote direction cosines with L, M and N. So for any line, if we have to write direction cosines, then generally we take them as L, M and N, where this L is cos alpha, M is cos beta and N is cos gamma. Now we know that perpendicular from P on x-axis will be this point, and this point is A00. Now this right angle triangle OAP, now this distance is A. Now this triangle OAP, if we have to write cos alpha will be this base, which is A, upon this hypotenuse, which is OP, and OP is distance of P from O. So this is nothing but this is under root of A square plus B square plus C square. In the same way, we can write cos beta. Now beta is angle that is P, it makes with positive y-axis. Now this angle is 90 degrees. This is your y and hypotenuse again is OP. So cos beta will be B upon under root of A square plus B square plus C square. And in the same way we can write cos gamma, and there will be C upon under root of A square plus B square plus C square. So if we are given any vector which is AI plus BJ plus CK and which is some N, then basically if we write its unit vector, which is AI plus BJ plus CK divided by its magnitude, which is under root A square plus B square plus C square, then this coefficient of I, it is L, coefficient of J is M and coefficient of K is N. So in this case we can write L, which is your cos alpha, will be A upon under root of A square plus B square plus C square, M, which is cos beta, and will be B upon under root of A square plus B square plus C square, and N, which is your cos gamma, and there will be C upon under root of A square plus B square plus C square, where alpha, beta and gamma, they are angles made by this line from positive directions of x-axis, y-axis and z-axis. And as we can clearly see, this vector Li plus Mj plus Nk, it is a unit vector, so its magnitude is 1. So if Lm and are direction cosines of any line or any vector, then basically L square plus M square plus N square, it must always be 1. And if we are given angles alpha, beta and gamma, then cos square alpha plus cos square beta plus cos square gamma, it must be 1. Now a question in this can be asked, if a line makes an angle alpha, beta and gamma with positive directions of x-axis, y-axis and z-axis, find the value of sine square alpha plus sine square beta plus sine square gamma. Now we already know the result in terms of cos. Now if we write cos as 1 minus sine square, so we can write 1 minus sine square alpha plus 1 minus sine square beta plus 1 minus sine square gamma, it is equal to 1. Now this 1 and 1 will cancel, so we can write this as sine square alpha plus sine square beta plus sine square gamma, and this value, it must be equal to 2. Another question could be, if a line makes an angle alpha, beta and gamma with positive directions of x, y and z axis, then find the value of cos 2 alpha plus cos 2 beta plus cos 2 gamma. Now we know that cos 2 theta is 2 cos square theta minus 1. So we can write this as 2 cos square alpha plus cos square beta plus cos square gamma, and then minus 1 3 times. Now this is nothing but 1. So this value will be equal to minus 1. Another question could be, a line makes equal angles with positive directions of x, y and z axis. Now that means alpha, it is equal to beta, it is equal to gamma. It means cos alpha equals cos beta equals cos gamma, or L equals m equals n. Now we know that L square plus m square plus n square, it is 1. So from here we can write 3L square equals 1, or value of L is plus minus 1 by root 3. So if a line is equally inclined to all the 3 axes, then its direction cosines are either 1 by root 3, 1 by root 3, 1 by root 3, or minus 1 by root 3, minus 1 by root 3 and minus 1 by root 3. So basically direction cosines, it specifies a unit vector in the direction of a line. So from any vector ai plus bj plus ck, we can always work out direction cosines by making it a unit vector. Now say for example, it says there is a line in the direction of 2i plus 2j minus k, and we need to find its direction cosines. Now if we divide it by its magnitude, now its magnitude is 3. So direction cosines of this line, they are 2 by 3, 2 by 3 and minus 1 by 3. Now if someone asks, find the angle this line makes with positive direction of x-axis. Now we know that this is L, which is cos alpha. So L equals cos alpha equals 2 by 3. So this alpha will be cos inverse 2 by 3. So the angle this line it makes with x-axis will be cos inverse 2 by 3. So direction cosines, they specify components of unit vector along x, y and z axis. Now here the question is, a line makes same angle theta with each of x and z axis if the angle beta it makes with y axis is such that sine square beta equals 3 sine square theta, then cos square theta equals. Now we know that if a line makes an angle alpha, beta and gamma with the 3 axes, then cos square alpha plus cos square beta plus cos square gamma, it is equal to 1. Now we change everything in sign. We can write this as sine square alpha plus sine square beta plus sine square gamma equals 2. Now here two angles are theta, so we can write this as 2 sine square theta and plus this third angle is beta, so there will be sine square beta and it will be equal to 2. Now it says sine square beta is 3 sine square theta, so we put 3 sine square theta here. We can write 5 sine square theta equals 2. Now we need to find cos square theta. Now sine square theta is 1 minus cos square theta, so it will be 5 minus 5 cos square theta equals 2. or cos square theta is 3 by 5, and that's your option 1. Now the question is, if a line makes an angle alpha, beta, gamma with positive directions of x's, then find the value of cos square alpha plus cos beta plus gamma into cos beta minus gamma. Now we know that cos a plus b into cos a minus b is cos square a minus sin square b. So we can write this as cos square alpha plus cos square beta minus sin square gamma. Now we can write sin square gamma as 1 minus cos square gamma. So it will be cos square alpha plus cos square beta plus cos square gamma minus 1, and we know that cos square alpha plus cos square beta plus cos square gamma is 1. So 1 minus 1 will be 0. So answer to this expression is simply 0. So we have this vector AI plus BJ plus CK, and from this we can always find its direction cosines and say its direction cosines are L, M and N, and direction cosine, it specifies unit vector. Now we come to direction ratios. Now direction ratios, they also define direction of any line, but unlike unit vector, the length, it is not restricted. It can have any length. So basically any vector which is proportional to L, M and N, it is your direction ratio. So if we are given direction cosines of a line as L, M and N, then if we multiply it with any non-zero constant lambda, then we say it is their direction ratios. So say for example, suppose direction cosines of a line are 2 by 3, 2 by 3 and minus 1 by 3, then if we multiply it with 3, then we can say its direction ratios are 2, 2 and minus 1. If we multiply it with minus 3, then we can say direction ratios are minus 2 and 1. If we multiply it with 1 by 2, we can write this as 1 by 3, 1 by 3, minus 1 by 6. If we multiply it with 30, then we can write them as 20, 20 and minus 10. So basically direction ratios are numbers proportional to direction cosines. So if we have any direction cosine, then we can multiply it with any non-zero number to find direction ratios of that line or vector. Now for this vector, which is say n equals ai plus bj plus ck, its direction cosines are a upon mod n, b upon mod n and c upon mod n. Now if we multiply it with mod n, then we can straight away take the direction ratios as a, b and c. So basically element n, they specify a unit vector, and a, b and c, they specify any vector which is parallel to this. So these are your direction ratios. So from direction cosines we can find direction ratios. So if we have L, M and N, and if we multiply it with any non-zero scalar, then lambda L, lambda N and lambda N, they are your direction ratios. So we can find direction ratios from direction cosines, and if we have direction ratios say A, B and C, then in order to find its direction cosines, we have to divide everything with their magnitude. So it will be A upon under root of A square plus B square plus C square, B upon under root of A square plus B square plus C square, and C upon under root of A square plus B square plus C square. So say for example, suppose direction ratios of a line, they are 1, 1 and 2. And if we have to find their direction cosines, then we have to find its magnitude. Magnitude is 1 plus 1 plus 4. So its direction cosines will be 1 by root 6, 1 by root 6 and 2 by root 6. So it is possible to find direction ratios from direction cosines and direction cosines from direction ratios. One thing which is very common and which we generally use in direction ratios is, suppose if we solve a question and we get direction ratios as 2, 4 and minus 6. Now we know that 2, 4 and minus 6, the GCD is 2. So rather than taking direction ratios as 2, 4 and minus 6, we can take these direction ratios as 1, 2 and minus 3. or if we have direction ratios as -3 and 6, then we can take direction ratios as either -1, -1, 2, or if we divide it with -3, we can take them as 1, 1 or -2. So for direction ratio, we need not take -3, -3 and 6. We can choose -1, -1, 2, we can choose 1, 1, -2, or we can choose any other number which is proportional to these three numbers as direction ratios. Now suppose we have 2 points A and B, and A is x1, y1, z1, and B is x2, y2 and z2. Then we know that vector AB is position vector of B minus position vector of A. So it will be x2 minus x1i plus y2 minus y1j plus z2 minus z1k. Now direction ratios of AB, they are simply coefficients of I, j and k. So if we have to write direction ratios of this line segment AB, we can take them as x2 minus x1, y2 minus y1 and z2 minus z1. So if we are given 2 points, then from these 2 points we can find their direction ratios directly. Say for example, suppose we have 2 points P, -1, 1, 5 and Q, which is 3, 3, 1. Then direction ratios of PQ, they are x2 minus x1. Now 3 minus of -1 is 4, 3 minus 1 is 2, and 1 minus 5 is -4. So we can take these direction ratios as 4, 2 and -4. And since 2 is a common multiple, we can take them as 2, 1 and -2 also. So direction ratios of this line segment PQ, it is 2, 1 and -2. And from direction ratios, we can find direction cosines. All we need to do is, we need to divide it with magnitude. So it is 2 square plus 1 square plus 2 square, which is 3. So its direction cosines are 2 by 3, 1 by 3 and -2 by 3. Now there will be many questions where we need to work out direction cosines and direction ratios of diagonals of a cube. So if we have a cube of length A, suppose described in first octant, whose one of the vertex is 0, then we can take this point as A0, 0 on x-axis. On y-axis, we can take them as 0, A, 0, and on z-axis, it will be 0, 0, A. Now this point, it lies in xz plane, so it will be A0A. On xy plane, it will be AA0, and on yz plane, it will be 0, AA. And this point, it will be A, A, and A. Now we'll name them. Suppose this is O, A, B, C. Now this is D, E, F, and G. Now we have 4 body diagonals. So one of the body diagonal is this OG. Now for this OG, direction ratios are G minus O. So they'll be A, and A, or we can write them as 1, 1, and 1. Now next diagonal is this diagonal BE. Now this BE will be A minus A and A, or it will be 1, -1 and 1. Then we have another one which is CF. CF is A, and minus A, or 1, 1 and -1. And finally we have this last one which is AD, and AD is minus A, or -1, 1 and 1. So if you have any general question where we need to write direction ratios of diagonals of a cube, we can take them as 1, 1, 1, -1, 1, 1, 1, -1, 1, and 1, 1 and -1. So these are your direction ratios of diagonals of a cube. And if we have to write their direction cosines, then we have to divide everything with their magnitude. And magnitude in each case is simply √3. So direction cosines will be 1 by √3, 1 by √3, 1 by √3, -1 by √3, 1 by √3, 1 by root 3, 1 by root 3, minus 1 by root 3, 1 by root 3, and finally it will be 1 by root 3, 1 by root 3, and minus 1 by root 3. So for questions involving body diagonals of a cube, we are going to use these as direction ratios and direction cosines. Now once we have direction cosines of two lines, we can always find angle between them. Now suppose we have two lines whose direction cosines are L1, M1, N1 and L2, M2 and N2, and we have to find angle between them. Now we know that direction cosines are nothing but basically unit vectors, say A and B. Now angle between any two vectors, it is given by their dot product. We can write this as A cap dot B cap, and since we are looking for this acute angle, we'll take this mod sign. So angle between two lines, it is given by cos theta, and it will be this mod of L1 L2 plus M1 M2 plus N1 N2. Now if these two lines are parallel, then in that case their direction ratios, they'll be proportional. So then we'll have this condition that L1 upon L2 will be equal to M1 upon M2 and will be equal to N1 upon N2. And if these two lines, they are perpendicular, in that case their dot product will be 0, cos 90 is 0. Then we'll have L1 L2 plus M1 M2 plus N1 N2 equals 0. So if we have direction cosines of two vectors or two lines, we can find angle between them by using this formula. Now if in place of direction cosines we have direction ratios, say A1 B1 C1 and A2 B2 C2, then in that case we can write this cos theta as A dot B upon mod A mod B with the mod sign. So we can write angle between them as A1 A2 plus B1 B2 plus C1 C2 upon under root of A1 square plus B1 square plus C1 square, and this is A2 square plus B2 square plus C2 square, and this mod. Now again, these two lines, they'll be parallel if A1 upon A2 equals B1 upon B2 equals C1 upon C2, and they'll be perpendicular if cos 90 is 0. That means when we have A1 A2 plus B1 B2 plus C1 C2 equals 0. Now say for example, suppose we have two lines whose direction ratios are 2, -4, 1 and 1 by 2, 1 by 3 and 1 by 6. Now we have to find angle between these two lines. Now for this first line, we are given direction ratios as 2, -4 and 1, and for the second one, what we'll do is we'll multiply everything with 6. So we can write this as 3, 2 and 1. So for the second one, direction ratios are 3, 2 and 1. Now we have to find angle between them. We can write cos theta, and it will be equal to A1 A2 plus B1 B2 plus C1 C2 upon under root of A1 square plus B1 square plus C1 square, and this is A2 square plus B2 square plus C2 square. Now this is 6 and 1 7, 7 minus 8 1, and this is 16 4 21, so it will be under root 21, and here this value is under root 14, so this is 1 upon 7 root 6. So angle between these two lines is cos inverse 1 by 7 root 6. Now here the question is, direction ratios of two lines are given by L plus M equals N and L square plus M square equals N square. Then we need to find angle between these two lines. So these two equations, they represent two set of direction cosines, say L1, M1, N1 and L2, M2 and N2, and we have to find angle between these two lines. Now we know that if L and N are direction cosines, then L square plus M square plus N square is 1. Now if we put the value of L square plus M square, we'll get this N as plus minus 1 by root 2. Now if we put N as plus minus 1 by root 2, we can write L square plus M square will be equal to 1 by 2 and L plus M will be plus minus 1 by root 2. Now we square this, we can write L square plus M square plus 2LM and will be equal to 1 by 2. I'll cancel. So from here we'll get this condition that L into M is 0. Now we'll take two cases. Case 1, either L is 0 or this second case when M is 0. Now if L is 0, then we'll get M equals N. So we have direction ratios as 0, plus minus 1 by root 2 and plus minus 1 by root 2. And if M is 0, then in that case L is equal to N. So here we'll have plus minus 1 by root 2, 0 and plus minus 1 by root 2. So we have two sets of direction cosines. Now we need to find angle between them. Now cos theta, it is given by mod of L1, L2, 0, M1, M2, 0 and then plus minus 1 by root 2, 1 by root 2 will be this 1 by 2. Cos theta is 1 by 2. That means theta is 60 degree. So the angle between the two lines will be 60 degrees. Now the question is angle between any two diagonals of a cube is. Now once we have any cube, now say this point is A0, 0. This is 0, A0. This is 0, 0, A. This point is A0, A. This is 0, AA. And this is AA0. And this point is A, and A. Now you find direction ratios of its diagonals. Direction ratios of its diagonals are AAA minus AAA, A minus AA and AAN minus A, and we can write their direction cosines also. Now their corresponding direction cosines are 1 by root 3, 1 by root 3, 1 by root 3, minus 1 by root 3, 1 by root 3, 1 by root 3, and then 1 by root 3, minus 1 by root 3, 1 by root 3, and finally it will be 1 by root 3, 1 by root 3 and minus 1 by root 3. Now this first one is angle between any two diagonals of cube. So we'll take these first two direction cosines. We can write cos theta as L1, L2, which is minus 1 by 3 plus M1, M2, which is 1 by 3 plus N1, N2, which also is 1 by 3. So this angle is cos inverse 1 by 3 and that's your option 1. Now the next one is angle between diagonal of a cube and diagonal of the face of the cube. Now we have diagonal of the cube, which is 1 by root 3, 1 by root 3, 1 by root 3. Now if we take any one face, now say this face. Now for this face, direction ratios are A minus 0, A minus 0, 0. So we can write direction ratios of face as 1, 1, 0, or its direction cosines will be 1 by root 2, 1 by root 2 and 0. Now again we can find angle between these two lines. Now we have two direction ratios. So we can write cos theta as 1 by root 6 plus 1 by root 6, which is 2 by root 6 and which is under root 2 by 3. So in this case, angle is cos inverse root 2 by root 3 and that's your option 3. Now the next one is angle between diagonal of a cube and edge of a cube. Now we can take any one edge. Now this edge is along x-axis. So its direction ratios and direction cosines will be 1, 0, 0. So if we take 1 by root 3, 1 by root 3, 1 by root 3 and then 1, 0, 0. In this case, cos theta will be 1 by root 3 and there will be cos inverse 1 by root 3 and that's your option 3. Now the next question is, a line makes an angle alpha, beta, gamma and delta with 4 diagonals of a cube. Then cos square alpha plus cos square beta plus cos square gamma plus cos square delta is what? Now suppose direction cosines of this line, they are L, M and N. Now it makes an angle alpha with first diagonal. So we can write cos alpha and it will be equal to L plus M plus N divided by root 3. Then the same way we can write cos beta as minus L plus M plus N by root 3. Cos gamma will be L minus M plus N by root 3. And cos delta will be L plus M minus N by root 3. Now we square them and add them, then we can write this as cos square alpha plus cos square beta plus cos square gamma plus cos square delta, and it will be L plus M plus N whole square plus minus L plus M plus N square, L minus M plus N square and plus L plus M minus N whole square whole divided by 3. Now L square plus M square plus N square is 1. So we'll get 1 from this, 1 from this, 1 from this and 1 from this, and then we'll get 2ln, 2mn, 2ln, and then all these terms they'll cancel. So value of this expression will be simply 4 by 3, and that's your option 4. So now we have this result, which is cos square alpha plus cos square beta plus cos square gamma plus cos square delta, and is equal to 4 by 3. Now we need this result in terms of sign. Now if we change everything in sign, then we can write 4 minus sin square alpha plus sin square beta plus sin square gamma plus sin square delta, and it will be equal to 4 by 3. Now this is 12, 12 minus 4, 8 by 3. So value of this expression is 8 by 3, and that's your option 3. Now it says, if theta is the angle between two lines whose direction cosines are L1, M1, N1 and L2, M2 and N2, then find the following value. Now we know that if angle is theta, then cos theta is L1, L2 plus M1, M2 plus N1, N2. Now if we look at this first expression, which is L1 plus L2 whole square upon 4 cos square theta by 2, we can write this as L1 square plus L2 square plus 2 L1 L2 plus M1 square plus M2 square plus 2 M1 M2 and plus N1 square plus N2 square plus 2 N1 N2 upon 4 cos square theta by 2. Now L square plus M square plus N square is 1, and in the same way L2 square plus N2 square plus N2 square is 1. So it will be 2 plus 2 times, and here it is L1 L2 plus M1 M2 plus N1 N2, and which is nothing but cos theta. So it will be 2 plus 2 cos theta upon 4 cos square theta by 2. Now we'll take 2 common and we'll write this as 2 cos square theta by 2 minus 1 upon 4 cos square theta by 2. Now this 1 will cancel and 4 cos square theta by 2 will cancel. So we'll get this as 1. So value of this first expression will be 1. And the same way, if we find this summation L1 minus L2 whole square upon 4 sin square theta by 2, it'll be this L1 square, M1 square, N1 square, and L2 square, M2 square, N2 square, which again is 2. And then here we'll have this minus L1 L2, minus M1 M2, and minus N1 N2. So it'll be this minus 2 cos theta upon 4 sin square theta by 2. Now we'll write this as 1 minus 2 sin square theta by 2 upon 4 sin square theta by 2, which is 1. So this second expression is 1. So answer to this question is simply 2. Now here the question is, direction cosines of the lines bisecting the angle between the lines whose direction cosines are L1, M1, N1 and L2, M2 and N2. So we have two lines. First one having direction cosines as L1, M1, N1, and second one having it as L2, M2 and N2, and angle between these two lines is theta. So we can write cos theta equals L1, L2 plus M1, M2 plus N1 into N2. Now we need to find angle bisectors. Now we know that angle bisectors, they are given by A cap plus or minus b cap. So in this case, direction ratios of angle bisectors, they'll be given by, now this is a unit vector and this is also a unit vector. So it'll be given by L1 plus minus L2, M1 plus minus M2 and N1 plus minus N2. Now we do not need direction ratios, we need direction cosines. And for direction cosines, we need to find their magnitude. So their magnitude will be under root of L1 plus minus L2 whole square plus M1 plus minus M2 whole square and plus N1 plus minus N2 whole square. So it will be under root of, now this is L1 square, M1 square, N1 square, which is 1, plus L2 square, N2 square, N2 square, which is also 1. So it will be 2 and then plus minus 2 and it will be L1 L2 plus M1 M2 and plus N1 N2. And we know that this value, it is equal to cos theta. So we can write this as under root of 2, 1 plus minus cos theta. So these angle bisectors, they'll be given by L1 plus L2, M1 plus M2 and N1 plus N2. And if we take this plus sign, here we'll have under root of 2, 1 plus cos theta, and we can write 1 plus cos theta as 2 cos square theta by 2 minus 1. Now this 1 and 1 will cancel. So it will be divided by 2 cos theta by 2, 2 cos theta by 2 and 2 cos theta by 2. So direction cosines of one of the angle bisector will be L1 plus L2, 2 cos theta by 2, M1 plus M2, 2 cos theta by 2 and N1 plus N2, 2 cos theta by 2. And if we take this minus sign, then we'll have L1 minus L2, M1 minus M2 and N1 minus N2 whole divided by, now if we take this minus sign, we'll have 2 and then 1 minus cos theta. Now we'll write cos theta as 1 minus 2 sine square theta by 2. So now it'll be 2 sine theta by 2. So here will be 2 sine theta by 2, 2 sine theta by 2 and 2 sine theta by 2 to make it a unit vector. So the answer to this question is direction cosines of angle bisectors will be L1 plus L2 upon 2 cos theta by 2 and L1 minus L2 upon 2 sine theta by 2. That means your options B and D. Now here the question is, if a variable line in two adjacent positions has direction cosines L plus delta L, M plus delta M and N plus delta N, then the small angle delta theta between the two positions is given by. Now here we have two lines and direction cosines for one line, they are L, M and N, and for the other they are L plus delta L, M plus delta M and N plus delta N, and angle between these two lines, it is delta theta. Now first thing, these L plus delta L, M plus delta M and N plus delta N, they are direction cosines, and if they are direction cosines, then L square plus M square plus N square is 1. So we can write L plus delta L square plus M plus delta M square plus N plus delta N square, and it should be 1. Now we'll get this as L square plus M square plus N square plus delta L square, delta M square plus delta N square and plus 2 times L delta L plus M delta M plus N delta N, and it must be equal to 1. Now L square plus M square plus N square, it is 1. So this 1 and 1 will cancel. So from here we can write L into delta L plus M into delta M plus N into delta N will be equal to minus delta L square, delta M square plus delta N square whole divided by 2. Now we need to find angle between these two lines. Now we know that cos delta theta will be given by L into L plus delta L plus M into M plus delta M plus N into N plus delta N. Now L square plus M square plus N square, it is 1 plus, and then L delta L, M delta M and N delta N, it is minus delta L square plus delta m square plus delta n square whole divided by 2. Now we'll take this delta square on the left hand side and cos theta on the right hand side. So we can write this as delta L square plus delta m square plus delta n square, and it will be equal to 2 times 1 minus cos delta theta. Now we can write 1 minus cos delta theta as 1 minus 2 sine square delta theta by 2. Now this 1 and 1 will cancel. So it will be delta L square plus delta m square plus delta n square, and this is 4 sine square delta theta by 2. And when theta is very small, then sine theta is nearly same as theta. So it will be nearly same as 4 and delta theta by 2 whole square. Now this 4 and 4 will also cancel. So from here we can write this delta theta square, it must be equal to delta L square plus delta m square plus delta n square, and which is your option C. Now the question is, find the angle between two straight lines whose direction cosines are given by 2L plus 2m minus n equals 0 and mn plus nl plus lm equals 0. Now from this, what we'll do is we'll write n as 2l plus m, and we'll put the value of n in this second equation. So we can write m plus l, and this n is m plus l into 2 and plus l into m equals 0. So it will be 2m square plus 2l square plus 4lm plus lm equals 0. So we can write this equation as 2l square plus 5lm plus 2m square equals 0. Now we can write this as 2l square plus 4lm plus lm plus 2m square equals 0. So it will be 2l plus m into l plus 2m equals 0. So we'll get two conditions, either m is equal to minus 2l or l is equal to minus 2m. Now if m is equal to minus 2l and we put the value of m here, we'll get n equals minus 2l. So from here we can write minus 2l, it is equal to m, it is equal to n, or l upon 1, it is equal to m upon minus 2 and n upon minus 2. So direction ratio of this one line, it is 1 minus 2m minus 2. Now in this second case, if we put l as minus 2m, we'll get n as minus 2m. So we'll get l equals minus 2m, and it is equal to n, or we can write l upon 2 equals m upon minus 1 and n upon 2. So for this line, direction ratios are 2, minus 1 and 2. Now we find cos theta will be a1 a2. So this is 2 plus b1 b2 and minus c1 c2 upon 3 into 3. Now this is 0. So if cos theta is 0, that means angle is pi by 2. So the angle between two straight lines given by this system of equation, it is nothing but pi by 2, and that is the answer to this question. Now the question is, suppose the direction cosines of two lines are given by AL plus BM plus CN equals 0 and FMN plus GLN plus HLM equals 0, where F, G, H, A, B, C are arbitrary constants and L, M and N are direction cosines of the lines. Then solve the following questions. Now what we'll do is, from here we'll calculate this N, and we'll write this N as minus AL plus BM upon C, and we'll put it in this second equation. So we can write this as Fm plus GL into N, and we can write this N as minus AL plus BM by C and plus HLM equals 0. Now if we simplify this, we can write this as AF LM plus BF M square plus AG L square plus BG LM and then minus CH LM equals 0. Now we can rewrite this as AG L square plus AF plus BG minus CH into LM plus BF M square equals 0. Now if we divide everything with M square, we can write this equation as AG L by M square plus AF plus BG minus CH L by M plus BF equals 0. Now this quadratic equation will have two roots, L1 by M1 and L2 by M2. Now if we write product of roots, we can write L1 L2 upon M1 M2 will be equal to C by A, and C by A is BF upon AG. We can rewrite this as L1 L2 upon F by A equals M1 M2 upon G by B, and in place of N, if we take L and we solve it again, we'll get this as N1 N2 upon H by C. Now if the two lines are perpendicular, then clearly L1 L2 plus M1 M2 plus N1 N2, it must be 0. So from here we'll get this condition that F upon A plus G upon B plus H upon C, it must be 0. That means the given lines will be perpendicular if F upon A plus G upon B plus H upon C is 0, and that's your option D. Now we need to find the condition that these lines, they are parallel. Now if the two lines are parallel, then L1 upon L2 must be equal to M1 upon M2. So from here we'll get this condition that L1 upon M1 will be equal to L2 upon M2, which means this quadratic equation will have equal roots. So condition that they are parallel, it translates to condition of equal roots, and which is value of D, it must be 0. So we'll get AF plus BG minus CH whole square and will be equal to 4AB GF. Now we square it, we can write A square F square plus B square G square plus C square H square plus 2 ABFG minus 2 BCGH minus 2 ACFH, and it will be equal to 4 ABGF. If we rearrange it, we can write this as A square F square plus B square G square plus C square H square will be equal to 2 ABFG plus 2 BCGH plus 2 CAFH, and which is your option A. And now this first question is, if F, G and H, they are all 1, then this line, it satisfies which of the following condition. Now we already have this quadratic equation. If we put G, F and H as 1, then we can write this as A L by M square plus A plus B minus C L by M and plus B equals 0, and which is your option A. So the correct options are A, D and A. Negative question is, the straight lines whose direction cosines are given by the equations AL plus BM plus CN equals 0 and UL square plus VM square plus WN square equals to 0 are parallel, then which of the following condition is true? Now what we'll do is, we'll find N from this and we'll write this N as minus AL plus BM divided by C, and we'll put this N in this second equation. So we'll write this as UL square plus BM square and then plus W And if we take n square, it will be AL plus BM whole square upon C square, and L be equal to 0. Now we can write this as UC square L square plus BC square M square, and plus W will be A square L square plus B square M square, and then plus 2AB LM equals 0. Now we can write this as UC square plus WA square L square plus 2ABW L into M, and then plus will be VC square plus WB square M square equals 0. Now we divide it with M square, it will become a quadratic in L by M. So we can write this equation as UC square plus WA square L by M square plus 2 ACW L by M, and plus BC square plus WB square equals 0. Now it is given that these two lines, they are parallel, and if they are parallel, then L1 upon L2 will be equal to M1 upon M2, and L be equal to N1 upon N2. Now we rearrange these, we can write L1 upon M1 will be equal to L2 upon M2. So this equation, so this quadratic equation in L by M, it will have equal roots. Now I'll have equal roots when the value of discriminant is 0. So we can write 4 A square B square W square, and it will be equal to 4 UC square plus WA square, and then BC square plus WB square. Now this 4 and 4 will cancel. Now we can write this as A square B square W square, and it will be equal to UB C to the power 4 plus UW C square B square plus WB A square C square plus W square A square B square. Now W square A square B square will cancel. Now we'll also cancel this C square. So the C square will be taken common, and here will be the C square. So we'll get this condition that WVA square plus UWB square plus UVC square will be 0. And if we divide everything with UVW, then we can write A square upon U plus B square upon V plus C square upon W. It must be 0. And that's your option B. Now the next one is projection on a directed line segment. Now suppose we have a line whose direction cosines are L, M and N, and we have this line segment AB where this A is x1, y1, z1 and B is x2, y2, z2. Now if we look at projection of AB on this line, then this CD, it is projection of AB on this line. So we can find this projection of AB on CD as A dot B cap. Now here vector A is x2 minus x1, y2 minus y1, z2 minus z1, and B cap is Li plus Mj plus Nk. So simply it will be x2 minus x1L plus y2 minus y1M plus z2 minus z1N. So this is how we find projection on a directed line segment.